1 month from now will mark 66 years since 3 young musicians died in a plane crash in rural Iowa, becoming known as the day the music died. Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and JP, the Big Bopper Richardson, were flying from Mason City, Iowa to Fargo, North Dakota when their plane crashed near Clear Lake, Iowa. Today, only one tribute concert is endorsed by the Holly, Valens, and Richards estates, and that concert is coming to the Quad Cities in a historic full-circle moment. It's why we're joined by Jason Gilliland, General Manager of the Capitol Theater in downtown Davenport. Thanks for being here, Jason.
Thanks for having me.
All right, take us back in time here. What's the historic connection between the Capitol and these musicians?
So the Winter Dance Party tour was, doing a tour across the Midwest, and the Capitol Theater in Davenport was one of the stops for that show. And it was only about 4 days before that plane crash.
Wow, one of their last stops they ever played. What I think was an interesting tidbit, though, that tour was called the Winter Dance Party. Is that right?
Correct.
But it wasn't at Davenport.
No, for that show, they actually changed it to Concert of Stars because it was the only seated venue on that entire tour. Everything else was a ballroom. So they wanted to make sure that people knew that there wasn't a dance floor there.
That makes a lot of sense. They went from Davenport to Mason City, and that's how we get to the plane crash. And now here we are, 66 years later. How long have you guys been working to get this concert to come back?
Well, since we opened just about a year and a half ago, been in talks with the tour to get them back in and kind of recreate that experience again.
Wow. So it's all 50 songs. Tell me what it's going to be like for people that go.
I mean, I think, people that grew up with that music, it's going to be very nostalgic for them. These guys are top notch at what they do. It's just good rock and roll. This was kind of the birth of rock and roll at that point. And so it's just a lot of fun, songs that, you've heard a lot over the years on the radio. So.
We probably should tell people this is happening February 7th. Is that right?
Correct.
And will there be dancing this time?
It will be a fully seated show, actually.
Oh.
So, no, but that kind of stays with the history of the way that tour was at this venue.
It just makes it more historically accurate.
Right.
There you go.
Exactly.
All right, well, the Capitol Theater has kind of had a long journey over the last 66 years. For people that don't know, it was recently closed for about 13 years, and then it reopened in 2023. How has it been over the last year and a half?
It's been great. I mean, I used to help manage the theater last time it was open, and was very sad when it closed, and but had the opportunity to come back after this great renovation. I mean, they did so much work in that building. It's beautiful inside. We have all new lighting and PA audio in there. It sounds great, looks great. And so, we're just excited to be able to bring all these shows in that people a lot of times would have to travel to, other metro areas, Chicago, St. Louis, Des Moines, Omaha. So this is an opportunity to stay here. And I mean, it's just a beautiful historic theater.
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. When I go to concerts there, I almost catch myself looking at the ceiling more than the stage because the ceiling is so beautiful. All right, in the few seconds we have left, what other events do you have coming up at the Capitol?
Well, this Friday we have Yellow Wolf coming. Next Tuesday we have Big Head Todd and the Monsters, and then the Winter Dance Party, and then we have Emo Night, and we have a ton of other shows coming up the rest of this winter and spring. And so you check out the website and see what shows are coming that you might want to come to.
I love it. Jason, thank you so much for dropping by today.
Thank you.
For you guys at home, we have all the information on tickets up on our website, WQAD.com, for the Winter Dance Party. All you got to do is click on the As Seen on TV tab.